Hello, my fellow rabbits! Happy 250th anniversary to my country, America! Now, how did I celebrate America's 250th anniversary? Well, as a rail fan, there is one locomotive I always wanted to see. The Union Pacific Big Boy number 4014. Why? It's because it is famous for being the largest operating steam locomotive in the world. If you want to know more about this engine, I recommend checking out Amtrak Guide 365's video on the Big Boy, because he knows about trains more than I do. He is the GOAT. The GOAT! Now, how did my dream come to reality? Well, I will tell you all about it. Before all of this came to light, here was something else that I was also thinking of doing for the summer before seeing the Big Boy. If you remember from my Strasbourg video, which got 3,000 views as I am making this, thank you so much for the support, I said that I hope to see Thomas next year, which is where we are now, 2026. My plan was to go to Strasbourg not just to see Thomas, but also go to Choo Choo Barn, which is the only train place in Strasbourg I haven't gone to yet, as well as go to Dutch Wonderland in Lancaster. Unfortunately, there was bad news. Brooklyn Eastern District Terminal number 15, aka Strasbourg Thomas, or Steen Thomas as Strasbourg Railroad calls him, unfortunately had some mechanical problems. Specifically, his crown sheet was really thin, preventing him from doing excursions. My heart stopped after hearing that not only my comfort engine, but my childhood hero was now out of service. The Weiser Railroad in Greenfield Village, Michigan requires Strasbourg's Thomas locomotives since the dummy units are not compatible compared to the other railroads that host Day Out with Thomas. You might be thinking, oh, they will just cancel it until next year or whenever Strasbourg Thomas comes back. But nope! They decided to cancel their Day Out with Thomas event altogether, which made me worried that Strasbourg Thomas will never run ever again. I heard that the cost of repairing Thomas's crown sheet would cost $250,000 to $500,000, which is very rough for the mechanical team considering that they have other major projects they have on their hands, such as restoring CNO 614, restoring Long Island Railroad 39, etc. Seeing the rumors of Strasbourg Thomas never running again made my fear, anger, and sadness go way up, and I actually cried. No kidding. The Strasbourg Railroad did say that Steen Thomas, as they called it, will be placed in storage for an undefined period of time until they could decide on the best plan for the engine and their business. They also said that the engine will be preserved and protected for repair and use in some form at a later time. In the meantime, the dummy units will take Strasbourg Thomas's place until further notice. I don't hate the dummy units. Seeing it at a different railroad is fine with me. But the real Thomas locomotive is what makes Strasbourg Railroad's Day Out with Thomas event so special. But hearing that it's going to be gone for I don't know how long just makes me depressed. Because of all of this, I had no choice but to scrap my Strasbourg trip as a result. But that's okay, because I planned on seeing something better. It all started when I found out that the Union Pacific Big Boy 4014 would be doing an East Coast trip for the first time to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, as well as the proposed merger between Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern. Now, as much as I am unsure about the merger, I do appreciate both of them making this East Coast trip happen. I told my mom and dad about it, and they happily agreed to let me see the Big Boy in action. Hooray! My dad made a plan on where we would see the Big Boy, which took weeks to figure out. His final decision was that we would go to a former railroad station in Roylesford, Pennsylvania. When this station no longer had passenger service, it later became an ice cream shop. But recently, that shop closed down and was later replaced by an arcade and cafe called Shy Guys Coffee Arcade. After finding out the location, I was like, it's perfect. It was then settled. We planned to do this on the first 2 days in July. On July 1st, me and my dad would stay at my great aunt's house since she lives in Pennsylvania, and the next day, we will go to Roylesford, Pennsylvania to see the Big Boy, I think this trip will be A-okay.
Son of a...
Yeah, that's a big problem. Apparently, the days that we chose were gonna be 100 degrees. Now, let me just say this. Last year, while I was at Borough Park with my IRL friend mini golfing, it was 90 degrees and I was complaining and moaning about how hot it is. Apparently, the heat this time is much worse than the time I was at Borough Park in August. I honestly feel Peep and Chirp's pain in one of the season 2 episodes where the day is super hot. Also, check out my Peep video if you are a fan of that show. We were under an extreme heat warning according to the National Weather Service for not only our home area, but also for the location where we will see the big boy. Pretty much the entire East Coast as well as the Midwest got affected by the heat wave. I mean, many things were now being cancelled or delayed as a result. I was worried that I would get a heat stroke or get ill, or whatever happens to me for being in the heat for a while just to see the big boy. But, in the words of TC Nick 3,
I ain't no bitch! Let's do it!
We were prepared by bringing sunscreen, a cooler filled with ice, cold drinks, and wet towels we could put over our necks, an umbrella for some shade, etc. I also wore a white shirt as well. Let me just say, me and my dad's preparedness pretty much saved our freaking lives. If we weren't prepared, we would have been in the hospital. Anyway, let's begin the trip, shall we? Now, we then got into the car and thankfully cooled ourselves down, and we made it to Pennsylvania. Alright, my fellow rapids, today, is the day. I'm planning to see the Union Pacific Big Boy. We just arrived in Pennsylvania. I'm really damn excited. So on the first day, we're going to stay at our aunt's house, which is one of the reasons why we went to Pennsylvania, just to stay in, just to stay cool. And the next day, we will see the big boy himself. And I also heard that there is a train station that we were going to, which is at I forgot what it is.
Roylesford.
What?
Roylesford.
There is a train station that used to be an ice cream shop, but recently it got turned into an arcade. So that's what we're going to stay cool before and after seeing the big boy. Not sure how long we're going to stay there, but I definitely want to try some of the arcade games when I get the chance, because I do want to have some fun and I want to do some other things besides seeing the big boy. Although seeing the big boy is our main goal, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. Hopefully we will see it and we'll succeed. We made it to my aunt's house to stay for the night. Nothing too much going on. We talked about some personal things as well as talking about the big boy. We also talked about things related to my hobbies, such as Thomas the Tank Engine, as well as music stuff, especially Michael Jackson, since I am a huge fan, and my opinion will never change. And that's pretty much it. I then slept early so I could prepare for tomorrow.
The next day.
Today is finally the day. We are going to see the Union Pacific Big Boy number 4014. This will be the first time I'll ever get to see it, but it's also my first time of seeing a Norfolk Southern locomotive up close. I have seen a few Union Pacific diesel locomotives before, actually, thanks to foreign power, although the train was run by CSX. That's my local railroad. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting things going on. I am going to expect that despite the heat wave that is pretty much impacted the whole entire country, I bet there's going to be a lot of people. I mean, like tons of people. I mean, I saw videos of the people seeing the big boy leaving Scranton, and there was just a lot of damn people. Like, it's absolutely insane. So I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people. I mean, thankfully the people at the Roylesford station, the employees, are prepared. So hopefully it won't be too crowded. Well, it's probably going to be too crowded.
I'm hoping it won't be too crowded. I'm thinking it's so hot, and the fact that the train's coming through the same station again in a couple days, maybe some people will wait. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But I have a feeling there's going to be at least dozens of people, to say the least. But you know, in order to stay cool, we're gonna either be in the car and keep it cooling down, or we can go into the arcade, actually, because there is an arcade there in the station. So there's a cafe and an arcade, and there were many things about the arcade that surprised me. They have a PlayStation 5 and a Nintendo Switch 2 in there, which absolutely surprised me, because I thought it was just going to be old arcade machines, but not just that. They just happen to have a Nintendo Switch 2 and a PlayStation 5, which is really damn impressive. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the arcade, and also, of course, seeing the big boy. So I'll meet you guys there. Before the trip, we left at 3:15 p.m., and we thought that the train would arrive at Pottstown, Pennsylvania at 3:30 or 3:45. But then, while we were on the road, the big boy would arrive at 4:45 instead, meaning we went out too early.
Oh no!
Whoops. My dad wasn't worried about it because we now know when we can get out of the car once we find a parking spot, because let me just say, it was super crowded, which is just what I expected. At 4:45 p.m., UP 4014 arrived at Pottstown, Pennsylvania. That was when we got out of the car. We got our supplies ready, including my tripod and 2 camping chairs, and we went moving. We didn't go to the arcade, unfortunately, due to how crowded it is. So this leaves only 2 goals: see the big boy and survive from the heat. So here we are, Roylesford. And yes, it was very crowded. There's a lot of people here, just as I expected. And let me just say, it is hot as hell right now, but thank goodness I have that cold towel that is wet. Pause. I have a cold wet towel over my head, too, as you can see. Hopefully things start to get cooled down, hopefully in the next few hours. But for now, let's hope that we catch the big boy, and hopefully we'll get a good view of it.
20 minutes later.
Here we go! Here we go!
The guy in the blue shirt.
If you have never seen the big boy, You would have no idea how freaking loud it was. It was so loud that the audio in the recording got messed up. Thankfully, I was wearing headphones so my ears didn't ring, but it was still loud enough for me to call it loud. My dad didn't have earmuffs or headphones, but don't worry, his ears are fine. I told him if they are okay after we got in the car, by the way. Now that we finally saw the big boy, we then started to go home. Although we had to take a water break mid-walking because of how tired we were, especially me. We then got in the car, picked up something at Wendy's, got some gas, and officially went home. So mission accomplished. We got to see the big boy and survive the heat wave. Yippee! So was it worth it? Despite the heat, hell yeah. Although I don't think I could do anything like this again during a heat wave. But we did it. Finally got to see the big boy, and I don't know if an East Coast trip will ever happen again, unless the Union Pacific Norfolk Southern merger gets approved. However, this is definitely something that I will remember for the rest of my life. Also, to everyone who is affected by the heat wave, I hope you are all doing alright, because I heard that many people who came to see the big boy actually fainted due to the heat. And I really hope you stay cool and hydrated, and I hope you are prepared like me and Dad were, because I don't think this would be possible without safety. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did, and to the people who thought it was going to be exactly like the trailer, why would you think of that? The trailer was made before the trip. Anyway, this is the EAS Rabbit, aka Rabbit Railfan, and I will see you all soon. Stay safe out there, and happy 250th anniversary to America!